to the Cinementalists. Noun, plural. Definition, those whose love for movies runs so deep, they can't help but do a podcast about them. Hosted by Colton Robertson and Joseph George. Hello everybody and welcome in to the Cinementalists, where we are here to do part 2 of our top 100 favorite actors ever. 10-part series, 2 out of 10 down, or 2 out of 10 will be down after this. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. I haven't talked to you in about 12 hours. That was when we last did, that's when we did the first part of this whole thing. Quite the day. Long fucking day. How you feeling?
Yeah. Well, I felt much better in the episode before. I was much more present of mind.
I'm sure you feel a different kind of good now, though.
Yeah. No, it's all calming down. It's been a roller coaster. I'm on that sweet downhill. You know, it's just that when you go over the cusp of the Mamba, you know, it's and then you become weightless. Boom. But yeah, no, it's kind of just 4 hours of kind of test hell a little bit, but a good form of it. It was all shared suffering. We all did it together, and we made it out. And yeah, no, it was satisfying in the end, but no, much more satisfying to do something like this. Is, I don't know, not the only brain power this is taking is like knowing if these people are in the right spot, and it's more of like a fear of misrepresenting someone.
Here's the thing. We recorded the first part of this, like I said, earlier today, this morning. Now we're in the evening. I've got a couple drinks in my system now, so this will be a lot more free-flowing. But I already don't entirely agree with my part one. And I don't say that to discredit the rest of this list, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's more to emphasize just how fluid something like this is. There are so many incredible performers, so many incredible actors. Between recording the first episode this morning and then my having to go to work in the evening, I watched another movie, and I already had 2 of the actresses in it, but I was like, fuck, I wish I had the third. I wish I could find a way to fit in the third, but now I'm too deep. I'm in too deep, and I can't pull out now, you know? It's a lot of fun. I'm very, very excited. We are in the 80s for this part, 89 through 80, working our way from the bottom to the top there, of course. But before we begin, I want to know, because we're going to do this every part. Yeah. Give me a couple that it hurt your soul to leave off your top 100.
Well, good. Your good use of the word soul here. I feel like I already had them listed as the next one to bring up, and I think it was too much recency bias. Was why it was the reason that I did. But man, it just feels bad. I love Charlie Cox, and I think he kills. It's just Daredevil, I guess. You know, I don't really, I don't really know him as anything else. But like, he kills Matt Murdock and like that character.
Oh my god, he's so fucking good show. As Matt Murdock. Yeah.
So he like almost just off the singular performance, but yeah, no, it just kind of slipped through the cracks at the end.
No, I'm with you. I don't have Charlie Cox either. Same reasoning. It's just Daredevil, and boy, oh boy, is he fucking great as Daredevil. But there's a lot of people that I left off the list because I love them in one role, and then I didn't act on it. And I'll give you one for my first one. James Gandolfini, The Sopranos, Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wow.
I mean, if there was any person I was going to include on the list for a single role, it would be James Gandolfini for Tony Soprano. You know what I'm saying? Like, he that is one of the greatest television performances ever. You know, and I absolutely adore him. So, no James Gandolfini on my list. I need to get around to his movie work. You know, I know he did a lot of incredible stuff. outside of The Sopranos. I just haven't made it around to it, and that's on me. That's on me. That's the fluidity of the list. You know, I watch a couple James Gandolfini movies, and he could launch up to like the top 50 if I, you know, like that's how fluid it is because it's completely off the list. I watch one movie, boom, he's there all of a sudden.
Do you know who was 104 on my list as well? We like 100 somehow on the off list. We lined up perfectly. I had Charlie Cox and James Gandolfini, the two kind of not recency bias for him, but it was just like, well, it's just Tony Soprano, and like I don't know if that doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't feel right, but wow, that is another. I don't know. I guess that's it is
that
one
is
of
an
mine, so
insane
might
lineup
as
there.
well. Of the 19 extras that I have, he was 104. So I mean, Charlie Cox and then James Gandolfini. So they're in no particular order, but that's just kind of wild that I did line Charlie Cox up. So I guess he was probably 103 actually before I just slid Charlie up there. So that's kind of
right.
That's kind of wild.
I mean, he's too good. He was one of those guys that you did have to consider if you were, you know,
he was a close,
and just on the back of Tony Soprano also. Like there's, I mean, I know he did a laundry list of really, really incredible things in the short span of time that he had outside of The Sopranos. But I just haven't gotten around to much of it. But to go with another TV one, someone who I fell in love with via TV, and I actually have seen her in a couple of things outside of it. This is a Twin Peaks actress.
Okay.
I've only seen her in a couple of other movies, and she's so fucking good in them, but I just couldn't comfortably commit to it. Joan Chen.
Yeah.
Fucking love her. She's incredible in Dee Dee. She plays the mother of the titular Dee Dee in that, and she's so good. She's great in Saving Face, which is an incredible queer comedy, which we will probably be covering next month during Pride Month, because we're going to be doing a slate of women-directed queer films. I'm very excited for that, and I'm certain Saving Face will be a part of that slate, so we will talk some Joan Chen. But yeah, those are my two that I felt comfortable giving away this week. James Gandolfini, Joan Chen. Love them to death. But again, and this is one of those weird things where when it came to Joan Chen, I actually like her more in the movies than I do in Twin Peaks. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because she just plays Josie Packard. And don't get me wrong, Josie Packard's a great character, but she's relatively one-dimensional in Twin Peaks. You know, there's not a lot going on for Josie Packard. The dimension she's able to give the characters in Dee Dee and Saving Face, it really showed me just how incredible a performer she is. So wanted to include her, couldn't, and that's that.
Okay. Then I guess we lined up there for one of them. Crazy, another alignment in text form that I don't know if that's for you as well, or if you just threw that man out there, but we'll be talking about him a little later.
Okay.
Some crazy alignments. Yeah, coming up here. But
all right. Well then, how about you kick us off? Who's your 89?
All right. I realize I have a lot of blondes this episode. I have all their, I don't know,
never a bad thing.
Their pictures right here, but Laura Dern last was the queen, the kind of 90 at the very tippy top there, blonde. Headed into another blonde, a little younger, a little newer. Our Furiosa. This is where I have Anya Taylor-Joy, I think I saw her in I think it was Emma or Last Night in Soho, whichever one we got to first. I think it would have been Last Night in Soho.
I think we did them in order of release. I think we would have done Emma first and then Last Night in Soho.
So I guess that would have been the earliest there, and then the build up. That whole build up was sick.
Oh, that was an incredible era for Geek With Me.
Furiosa, and like the menu was really that was like I love that movie. Like every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, it's like the cast is just so good, and like the whole idea, but then her Anya Taylor-Joy's future and like Dune, I don't know what in part 3 what that's gonna bring. That seems pretty cool. So I think she's already damn established at this point as like she's just got like a look that no one else can have. It's like I don't know how she honestly exists in real life, but she's just so I don't like she uses that somehow, and but it's effortless. It's just her innate ability to just I don't know act. She just feels like she is meant for the screen, and
Dude,
Furiosa
she's a born movie star, and not to dismiss any of the work she's done. She's an incredibly seemingly hardworking performer, and my God, is she good. I love Anya Taylor-Joy. This will not be the last mention of Anya Taylor-Joy, but I won't have her this week. Okay. So I like that. I've already enjoyed, because I won't give away the works, but we've got some pretty wide differences.
Yeah.
With people who are on both of our lists already, which I'm very, very pleased with. But I'm pretty confident I have someone at 89 who you do not have on your list. At 89, I have someone who I actually fell in love with via a TV show and have only discovered movie work thereafter. To kind of go along with the Joan Chen thing, but on a completely different angle here. Jason Segel. I love Jason Segel to death. And the show I fell in love with him in is How I Met Your Mother. He's definitely my favorite actor from How I Met Your Mother. He plays Marshall Erickson. And that was where, like, that is still my favorite Jason Segel. He's so endearing. You get 9 fucking seasons, like 1,000 hours of Marshall Erickson, you know. So like you get to know him as an actor and playing that character very, very well. But beyond that, the movies that I love him in are Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which is an absolute fucking comedy classic. Love that movie to death. I Love You Man, again, very, very underrated. That movie came up last episode with the Paul Rudd mention that you threw out. And then a new addition for me, SLC Punk, which is Salt Lake City Punk. I just watched this recently, and it immediately careened towards the top of some of my favorite movies ever. I fucking loved it. It's led by Matthew Lillard, but Jason Segel is a prominent supporting character in it, and he is so fucking funny in it. He is so good. He plays this dorky nerd who, when he wants to, muscles the fuck out and beats the shit out of dudes. It's so funny. So I love me some Jason Segel. I did have to mention him.
Okay. Then I guess moving on here to 88. I got kind of I guess I'm breaking the rules a little bit. Of the people I'm leaving out, I say off one rule alone I can't really do it. But this guy kind of fits that bill. But I know there's more to him that I'm very eager to get to. But this is where I have oh my God. Patrick Stewart. Oh my God. Sorry, I was looking at the completely wrong part of my screen. Yeah, but off of pretty much just Professor X alone off this guy. Like I love those X-Men movies ever since. Like I can't believe I never watched them as a kid, like or like growing up.
I forget that you got around to those pretty late.
Like so late in late in the game, but they're just I don't know why people clown on them so much. Like I felt like the what I heard before was always so bad, and then like I love everything about them. But yeah, and I just I have so many people telling me to watch Star Trek, or that I need to watch Star Trek, that it is just an absolute necessity that I haven't gotten to that yet either. And I think it's going to be like a similar I find a similar thing where dang, yeah, how did I get to this so late? And he seems to kill it.
That's one that I still haven't gotten around to either. Star Trek, man. I've just never engaged, but fuck, do I want to? It's just such a massive commitment.
Yeah,
there's so much.
Where do you
Star
start?
Trek.
Yeah, like I don't know where to. It's
best answer: the beginning.
Yeah,
it's just work through it, man. Because I mean, again, it would be a huge commitment, but it's something that I've even considered for projects here on the podcast. You know, like Star Trek movies, and then my question is, how much do Star Trek movies and shows intertwine? How important is it that I have seen the original series in order to, discuss the motion picture or the Wrath of Khan and all that good stuff. Like, regardless, I'm doing the research. I am going to do the research, and at some point we'll get around to Star Trek. It just might not be anytime soon.
Yeah.
But Patrick Stewart, man, fuck.
Yeah. I forget he's Gurney in Dune. The
original Dune, yeah.
Yeah. Got to have
David Lynch
somewhere. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, I guess I got him in something else.
Yeah, when it comes to Patrick Stewart, man, I don't know that I've seen him in a lot else. I'm racking my brain over here. Let me look him up on Letterboxd here, which is where I'm doing my list, because I do not have Patrick Stewart, and it is for that reason that I've only seen him in one thing, or as one thing. I've seen him as Charles Xavier, and I have seen the original Dune. I have seen him as Gurney, but I mean, all due respect,
the narrator
the original
in
Dune
Ted.
is...
That's I guess funny. Yeah, no, not. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going through everything too, and it is just all. Yeah,
I've never seen anything with Patrick Stewart aside from X-Men, which is insane for someone who feels as prominent as he does. But dude, Sophie, please. Sorry, I'm dog sitting, and there's a dog who might bark every once in a while in the background here. I tried to leave the door open. It's late at night. I don't want him barking at the neighbors or anything, so we might just have to deal with it. But yeah, Patrick Stewart, fucking incredible pull. I don't have him, but I'm glad you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What the fuck do you have in your mouth? I'm sorry.
They must be hungry.
They had full bowls of food up until 3 hours ago when I took them away, because that's when you're supposed to take them away. But yeah, so regardless, we don't need to edit any of this. It's just a dog being a dog. Sophie's cool. I like Sophie a lot, but she is ornery as shit, man. I don't know what the hell she's climbing all over the place looking for something to sink her teeth into. Sophie. Okay, it's fine. My 88, building on Patrick Stewart here, and an icon, one who has already been brought up, one that you've already mentioned. At 88, I have David Bowie. Okay. I love David Bowie. Philip Jeffries is obviously, if you've worked with David Lynch, it's going to be a highlight for me. Love Fire Walk with Me, and he is really, really good in his scene in it. But beyond that, you mentioned The Prestige. The couple that I wanted to bring up that you have not seen, as far as I know, actually I do know, is Basquiat. He plays Jeffrey Wright's mentor in the film Basquiat. He plays the iconic artist. Oh my God, I'm blanking egregiously right now on the name of Kaufman. Andy Kaufman. Andy Warhol. Jesus, that looks bad on my part. I've had a couple drinks, folks. Andy Warhol in Basquiat. He's so fucking good there. And he plays Pontius Pilate in The Last Temptation of Christ with Willem Dafoe and directed by Martin Scorsese. So he's worked with David Lynch, Christopher Nolan, Martin Scorsese. That's Julian Schnabel. That's a great slate to have worked with. He's an incredible performer, man. So got to give him some credit. Really underrated as an actor. Another one of my favorites is The Linguini Incident, which is just a stupid as shit, funny movie. But it's solid. I liked it enough. David Bowie, he's the shit, man. I love that guy. So Ziggy Stardust, had to get him in here. 88.
Yeah, I don't know. 99 and 88. I don't know. That just feels right. I don't know. It's just I feel like he would like that, and I don't know why. But yeah, that's I like that he was even higher up. I was thinking I don't know. I had Sheryl Lee and David Bowie up pretty high, and then it felt. I don't know why it felt right to bookend like the list with them. Like it's like
No, I liked that. I liked that a lot. And Bowie 99 and 88, that is satisfying.
Yeah.
I don't know particularly why, but yeah, he's just awesome. You know, he's just cool. And the other night when I was at work, and this is obviously music related, it's not actor related, but I managed the restaurant on weeknights most of the time. And in the kitchen, we got a bunch of kids who are, 16, 17, somewhere around there. And I was like, you're listening to Bowie all night. I just queued up a bunch of David Bowie albums and let it run wild. And one of the kids at the end of the night was like, that was fucking great. Like, I loved that. Which I was like, thank you. I did that for you. I wanted that to happen, But dude, Black Star, oh shit. If you can listen to the song Lazarus, that's one of my favorite songs ever. Fucking love it. David Bowie, absolutely incredible. 88.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Well, moving on to 87. You hit me with it. I didn't know if you got into my list somehow, but you called him. This is where I have Dev Patel, another actor spotlight that we did. I kind of wow. I wonder if that's where the brain was whenever I was adding them in, or I went on weird trends of adding people. Went from Star Wars universe, and then somehow one actor got me into another movie, and wherever. But no, I think the lead up to Monkey Man. I love the lead up to Furiosa. They're not far apart, Anya Taylor and Dev Patel here. But I think the lead up to Monkey Man and all of those movies, I enjoyed a little bit more. Yeah.
Well, I think something that to credit Anya Taylor-Joy is that just generally, we discussed 3 good to great movies heading into Furiosa.
That's true.
Dev Patel had a much broader, had a much broader catalog that we led up to Monkey Man with, because I believe we covered obviously the terrible M. Night Shyamalan Last Airbender movie.
Did
not
we?
great.
The Last Airbender?
That was how we started it. That was how we started the Dev Patel spotlight.
Maybe that was so bad that I just forgot about it.
We covered that first. We covered Chappie, which is not good.
Yeah. No.
We covered Lion.
Yeah. Getting a little better.
And then that's when we start getting good. Lion, Green Knight, Monkey Man. Yeah. I mean, he's been in some incredible stuff, man.
Yeah. I think man, it was, Green Knight, and I think is kind of his peak movie.
That's
for
his
me.
Yeah.
But Monkey Man was not far behind. But
Personal History of David Copperfield, also a good one. I forgot about that one. That's a good.
Oh, yeah. So in Slumdog, did we do Slumdog? Or was that part of
we covered Slumdog as part of the
52
52-year journey?
Dang, yeah, that's right. Wow. So
we've covered a lot of Dev Patel movies, just not all at the same time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah. I don't know. He just seems like a nice guy too. Like he just has a nice face.
He seems very genuine.
But
he's hot as fuck, dude. It's like he is
dude. He's
a
got
genuinely gorgeous man. And he's unbelievably talented. Again, to connect you back to Anya Taylor-Joy, not the last time you'll hear of Dev Patel in this series, to be sure. And again, won't be occurring this week. Love him. Love Dev Patel. I go with an icon at 87. I got icons back to back here. David Bowie at 88. Marilyn Monroe at 87.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
heavy
landed.
hitter. Heavy hitter. Love me some Marilyn Monroe. Now, this is almost entirely on the back of how much I enjoy Marilyn Monroe. Because something you'll find when you go back and you start watching a lot of Marilyn Monroe movies is that she wasn't an incredible actress. You know what I'm saying? She was solid. She got the job done. She was beautiful, which obviously went a long way. She was in a lot of musicals, and that was most interesting because she wasn't a particularly great singer, but she pulled it off. I loved Marilyn Monroe, and some of my favorites from her: Niagara, underrated sort of noir drama thing she's got going on. Love that one. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, one of those. What are y'all barking at, guys? What are y'all barking at? Yeah, you're just running around barking into air. I know you're dogs, and this is something you're gonna do, but I'm in the middle of talking. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, big one. Absolutely love it. My favorite movie she's in, not my favorite performance she's ever given, but my favorite movie she's in is Some Like It Hot. Hysterical, all-timer, instant classic. If you have not watched Some Like It Hot, you have to watch Some Like It Hot. One of the best comedies ever made.
Is that the one on the boat?
Yes, there is a boat. There is a boat involved.
The diamond, or stealing a diamond, maybe. Is that as maybe that?
Kinda. So the premise of Some Like It. You're thinking of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
Probably,
Gentlemen Prefer Blondes is where diamonds are a girl's best friend came from and all that stuff.
No,
yes, that's Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Okay. Incredible movie. I love that, and I love Jane Russell. However, she did not make the cut. But Some Like It Hot has Tony Curtis, father of Jamie Lee Curtis, and Jack Lemmon, who is just an incredible performer for the time, and they act as former older musicians who escape the mob narrowly in Chicago and try to go on the lam. And what they do is they dress up like women and join a women's singing troupe, or performance troupe. So they go on this little vacation and they meet Marilyn Monroe and they're trying to woo her while being women. And so like there's this vaguely queer aspect to it, even though it isn't. It's not consciously ahead of its time in that regard, but there's a certain, transness about it all where these men dress up as women and they become, they become more flirtatious and they become more open about their vulnerability and stuff, so there's a certain queerness about it that I really, really appreciate. But the best performance Marilyn Monroe ever gave was in Don't Bother to Knock, where she plays basically a psychopath. She's really, really incredible in it. Don't Bother to Knock is, again, one of those noir movies, crime movies where she is, she's a damsel who wants to get with a guy and then the guy turns her down and then she goes a little nutty and, does her thing. But, yeah, Marilyn Monroe, had to get her in here. She's incredible. She's been in a lot of great movies. She was in a lot of, a couple of movies that I really didn't like Bus Stop. Don't like that one at all, but she's really good in it regardless. Yeah, Marilyn Monroe, she's the shit, an icon to the highest degree. Had to have her on here, and I got her at 87.
Yeah, and I feel like you'll do all the loving for the old time actors. Yeah. I've only dipped my toes in the water of old cinema. And I feel like I couldn't put anyone truthfully kind of
in good conscience
from that era. And, I recognize their their foundation, their fame, their talent. I do, but it's like, yeah, as far as my favorites, it couldn't.
No, you got to be honest with yourself, especially on a project like this.
It's not.
I don't have a ton of those older ones. I think that that is probably. I mean, not the oldest literally actor in age. But
the firstborn, or the last, or the first to die, maybe.
It might be Marilyn Monroe for me, because she died young. I think it was Marilyn Monroe.
Okay. I guess probably an old timer could have lived just past.
Yeah, I mean, a few of the other few of the other old timey actors I have, I mean, lived into the 80s anyway.
But
she did not, unfortunately.
Do
Very
I have
sad story.
Anyone that's? I mean, I have recent deaths or sudden deaths, but I don't think I have anyone that's like actually dead of old age. It's like I wonder the oldest person on my list, and it does not go back that far. I think, like Morgan Freeman. I mean, sorry, spoiler, but like he legitimately might be the oldest person. No,
Right.
I mean, yeah, no. It's kind of
Okay, Marilyn Monroe was not the first to die on my list,
Huh.
but I'm not going to give away who was. For those who know ball, probably won't take long to deduce who I'm alluding to, especially when you take into account some of my favorite movies to ever exist. But yeah, Marilyn Monroe lived until 1962. I do have someone who died a couple years earlier than that. But yeah, so little tangent about who died earliest. But Marilyn Monroe definitely, probably, almost certainly second earliest on this list. But yeah, sad to say because her story is devastating.
Yeah,
but I love Marilyn Monroe, and I got her at 87.
All right. Well, I'm breaking the rule again off of singular role. I guess in one other movie that I've seen, but nothing crazy out of it. This, I guess, he's still alive, but in universe, he's outside of time. He's holding us all together, actually. It's where I have Tom Hiddleston, and it is just Loki. But man, when the TV show came
Damn, is
out,
he good as it?
did I fell in love with that character in that show, and it was just a different era of the pod too. We were Loki's Losers,
special.
I believe. Was
yeah.
that the official name? Yeah, we
called it Loki's Losers. It's available on Geek With Me still for the season one coverage of Loki.
That's back there, but yeah, no, it was I think the peak, maybe the peak of my MCU love was I think right around there.
I mean, we were doing the podcast, which helped a lot.
Yeah.
But, we did the WandaVision watch and Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then Loki came out. We were on a run. We were really, really high on it.
Oh man.
And Tom Hiddleston, I mean, as far as something that I'd be interested in doing one day, maybe for Geek With Me, is favorite, like, top fucking 50 comic book performances ever. Because Tom Hiddleston would be there, and high. He's unbelievable as Loki. And specifically when the show came out, the dimensions it gave him were absurd. And I mean, but even before that, you look across his body of work as Loki, and you see him in Avengers, and you see the way that he evolves in Thor: The Dark World, which is universally not a really well received movie, but it's not because of him. He's really, really good in it. The way he continues to evolve through Ragnarok, and then ultimately until his quote unquote death in Infinity War, there's a lot of really, really good stuff. And Hiddleston, a couple of movies that I really need to watch: The Life of Chuck. I really, really want to get around to that, which is a newer Tom Hiddleston one. There's a Guillermo del Toro movie, I believe, that he did back in like 2012-ish. What was that called? Crimson Peak. 2015. Crimson Peak. It's got him, Jessica Chastain, Charlie Hunnam. It's Bern Gorman. Really, really good cast, and I'm really intrigued by that. I mean, I love Guillermo del Toro, but yeah, Hiddleston, good shit.
Yeah. And I guess the only other movie I knew him from was Kong Skull Island. Was the other one I was alluding to, and he does okay. Like I'm never disappointed with his acting ever.
No,
so that's why,
and there's a disadvantage in a movie like Kong Skull Island where he probably does as good as anybody's going to do in a movie about King Kong. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to dismiss the King Kong movies. We brought up Adrian Brody last week, and I would argue that Naomi Watts and Adrian Brody did a really incredible job.
Yeah.
And Jack Black even in that King Kong movie in 2005, but the focus kind of shifts come the mid-10s about what a blockbuster is and what it, that it's no longer Peter Jackson. It's a little bit of a different ball game whenever you get into that era. But Hiddleston, can't knock it. I love me some Tom Hiddleston. He didn't occur to me, again, probably because it is the one role I know him for. But fuck, he's incredible in that role. There's no denying it. So I love that pick at 86.
Yeah. Had to get him in.
All right. Well, then I will move us forth with the performer that I alluded to earlier. I told Joseph off mic that I took a risk. I needed to watch a movie, and I bet super hard on the behalf of one of the performers in it. I automatically put them in part 2. I was like, I know I like them in a few things. They won an Oscar for this role. I think it will cinch them in the 80s. Let me put them there. And I was right. It did cinch them in the 80s. I had them at 89 and moved them up a few spots here at 86. But this is where I have Olivia Colman. The movie I watched earlier today is The Favorite, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. It was his first collaboration with Emma Stone. And the actress I alluded to earlier that I was like, God, I wish I could have included them, was Rachel Weisz. But Olivia Colman is the one I was like, I like her in enough stuff. I need to see her do the thing though, cause she's mostly been a tertiary performer for me. You'll recall we covered Hot Fuzz a couple weeks ago, and she's like
thank you.
She's the office slut, forgive the term, as it were. She's hilarious in that, and she is so fucking funny. Well, the other things I've seen her in are mostly TV shows. Like I've seen her in Fleabag, and she's incredible on that. She has a very small role in The Bear, but every time she pops up, she's so fucking good in it. One of her more underrated roles is a movie that came out a couple years ago with the most recent Best Actress winner, Jessie Buckley, who unfortunately I don't have. But Wicked Little Letters. She is outstanding in that movie. It's a really underrated comedy from just a couple years ago. I love Wicked Little Letters. But my favorite, undoubtedly, of hers is her Oscar-winning turn in the Lanthimos-directed The Favorite. And I'm not going to lie to you. We've watched a few Lanthimos movies. I don't know that we've ever covered a Lanthimos movie, but we've watched a few of them. I know that for sure.
Frankenstein?
Jesus, have we never covered... We never covered Poor Things, did we?
I think we... Did we?
I don't think we did. We talked... What's really difficult is that 2023 year, we did a lot of the award season talk. We did a lot of that.
Yeah.
And Poor Things, Past Lives. We didn't officially cover Past Lives until January of this year, and it felt like we talked about it all the fucking
true.
time.
That movie. Yeah,
so I don't think we ever talked Poor Things. But regardless, The Favorite very quickly became my favorite Lanthimos movie ever. I am taken with it, and I know that's recency bias could be playing a factor in there, but Jesus, it's good. Strongly recommend it. And Olivia Colman is in no small part the reason that movie works. She is absolutely, absolutely incredible. And I need to watch more with them in it. But Olivia Colman, have them at 86. Yeah. Great performer. Great performer. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on. I forgot to say my 88 was Sir Patrick Stewart. We are returning to another Sir.
I was going to say, is there any chance that you were reminded of that because of Another Night here? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is another knighted man. There's a couple more to come, I think. One for sure. I think there's another one, straggling in there. But this one is Sir Michael Caine. Michael Caine. Our Alfred. He's a Nolan regular. Michael Caine.
We love those.
He, Tenet, very small role there. Alfred, obviously, Dark Knight trilogy. I had his page pulled up. Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to go off the top of the dome whenever it's right here. But he's Prestige. Yeah, duh. Again, little the money maker. Inception.
We recently covered Children of Men.
Yeah. Sadly in Interstellar, he plays he's kind of the bad guy, not the bad guy, but the second bad guy. But that it's whatever. Now You See Me. That's fun. Yeah, I forget about that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I always forget he's in that, man. Yeah, I don't have Michael Caine. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have Michael Caine. This was one of those ones that hurt to leave off the list. Mostly because I've loved him in a lot of stuff, and Alfred quintessentially. is the role I go to in my mind for Michael Caine. But I mean, he's been really good for a really long time.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I love The Dark Knight, but The Dark Knight Rises, when Alfred is on those steps and he like starts to cry to Christian Bale, and like I forget what, I don't even know what he's having some like, like, I forget the conversation, but he's like crying as he's talking to him. I can never hold it together. It breaks me up in just a different way.
I'm pretty sure it's regarding Alfred's or his continuing to be Batman. He's like, you don't have to do this anymore. Like you can retire. You can, I imagine, I look across the way and I see you,
Yeah. And, go by your middle name. Robin. I like that more. But roll credits. Never to be fucking seen again. Yeah, but the Alfred ending was sweet. That was actually kind of nice. But yeah, Michael Caine. Yeah, he's just. I had to. I don't know.
So is it safe to say that Joseph Gordon-Levitt doesn't make your list?
No. Yes, he Robin did not quite come in there.
Yeah, he didn't make mine either. However, not for any animosity regarding his role as Robin. I just not quite the performer that some of the other people on this list are. But yeah, it's certainly not the performer Michael Caine is.
Yeah, he's I don't know. He might. I don't know if he's older than he might. Yeah, I think he's the oldest I've listed so far. I think that's for sure.
I'm like, he's certainly close if he's not older than Morgan Freeman, who is also in the Dark Knight trilogy, speaking of.
Yes, he is.
Nice little connection there. But, no, that's a great poll. I don't have him. He is on my short list for those that are not in my top 100 that are on this private list that I would have eventually gotten around to as the ones that it hurt to leave off. Yeah, love Michael Caine. But my 85, this is where I have someone who I've really come around on. I wasn't always anti, so I'll just say it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
I wasn't ever anti Jake Gyllenhaal, but here's the thing. I'm practically dedicating my life to a woman who is a Swiftie. Or was a Swiftie. She's reformed. Don't get me wrong. Still really, really enjoys Taylor Swift, but she hit $1 billion, and it was kind of like, I got to reevaluate things a little bit. And I respected the shit out of that. But Jake Gyllenhaal, villain in Taylor Swift's life, and therefore, for a while, I had to not like Jake Gyllenhaal. Where previously, I didn't really have an opinion about Jake Gyllenhaal. So it was easy to kind of go, yeah, fuck him, I don't care. But then I watched, Prisoners, and
Damn.
I watched Zodiac,
and
I watched Ambulance, and most importantly, I watched Brokeback Mountain, and it became very, very clear very, very quickly that Jake Gyllenhaal is one of the best actors working. Like, he is undoubtedly incredible, and he's one of those guys that's almost I almost begrudgingly enjoy him, and it's not because I previously disliked him, but it's one of those, like, it's kind of unfair sorts of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you can't look like that and be this talented. Usually when people look like that, they're getting by because they look like that. Not him. He looks like that, and he's incredibly talented. And it's just not fair. And there's a certain resentment on my end that certainly comes from jealousy, but I got to hold it down. This man is an incredible actor. I really enjoy a lot of the stuff he's in, and I have no doubts that the reason I like a lot of the stuff he's in is because he's in it. So gotta give him credit, and I love me some Jake Gyllenhaal. So 85 is where I've got the G-Man.
I like that. Yeah, I seen... Or Nightcrawler was one that I remember. It was like watching it. I think it was at some vacation, like a random movie that was just turned on. I mean, 2014 is when it came out. But like we all were like, I don't think we really knew Like I don't know, like I didn't really have anything before that. That might have been my earliest exposure to him. But we were like, man, this guy's kind of good. And like just I remember everyone just kind of being like, this dude's creepy. Like, but like he played a psychopath.
That one is definitely the one
well.
that people regard as kind of his peak performance. I've never seen it.
Oh,
I've heard
interesting.
Incredible things. Yeah, I've heard incredible things about it. I've just never gotten around to it. Another movie, a couple other movies that I've seen with him in it that I've just put so far behind me because they're just emotionally some of the most devastating shit I've ever seen in my life. Southpaw with Rachel McAdams and Jake Gyllenhaal. Forrest Whitaker's also in that. 50 Cent is in it. It's, I mean, from what I remember, I watched it when I was, probably when it came out. I was probably 15. So, I don't know how good the movie was, but I remember being entertained and moved to tears, which I've always been easy in that regard. That's not a new thing for me. So that doesn't exactly give something a huge credit. The other one that, I will never watch again because of how bad it fucked me up. And now I kind of want to preserve that for me because now I'm a little leftist, is End of Watch, which Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena play cops. And they're the protagonists of the movie. And like, it is like, it's not shy about them being like, they are policemen and they are the good guys. And it is a cop movie. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's a sad cop movie that you're supposed to empathize with them. And ultimately in my memory, I do. And that's enough for me. I don't ever need to watch the movie again. But yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, incredible. Love him. Got him at 85.
All right. Well, moving on to 84. Finally, two pretty confident roles. Where I'm not breaking that rule. I got two roles that I'm very confident. And man, she's in Star Trek too. This is crazy. This Star Trek connects everyone, but I don't know how large she is in that. But this is where I have Zoe Saldana. From Gamora, always loved her as that, but Neytiri in Avatar as well. Like the double performance there. I don't know. Those two are pretty powerhouse. And then like kind of a nothing burger of a movie, The Atom Project, with her. Is that Gosling or is that?
That's Reynolds.
No, that's Reynolds. Yes,
it's Reynolds and Ruffalo.
Right. Yeah,
actually.
It was like. I was entertained, but the second it was over, I was like, okay, all right, kind of.
Yeah, I remember I watched that movie. I couldn't tell you a single fucking thing about it.
Yeah, I know. But she was good. I remember Zoe Saldana. I was like, oh, wow, not blue and not green. Just actually Zoe Saldana. It was nice. It was nice to actually see her.
She's the shit, man. I love Zoe Saldana. I've talked a lot of shit in years past, a couple years past, just because it's a relatively new movie about Emilia Perez. Just a truly not great movie that was nominated for all sorts of Oscars a couple years ago. She won Best Supporting Actress for it, and genuinely, if there was anything that movie was going to win, it should be that. It was like, okay. That I surrender. Okay, I'm fine with that because I love Zoe Saldana and she is very good in it. Like there's no doubt about that. I don't have Zoe Saldana. But she's another one of those ones that it hurt to leave off the list. She's incredible. And you mentioned Neytiri. That is, I love Gamora. Yeah, I love Guardians of the Galaxy more. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies more than I like the Avatar movies. Of that, I have no doubt. And Gamora is probably my favorite character in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Damn, actually true.
That's how good of a character Neytiri is, though. Like, I like Neytiri infinitely more than I like anybody in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And her performance as Neytiri, I didn't realize how much their performances came through.
Yeah.
Until I saw Zoe Saldana as Neytiri. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh, this is unbelievable work they're doing. It's crazy what they're able to accomplish with combining visual effects and the CGI with an actual performance, and like you can see Zoe Saldana, you can see her face in the cat person, the blue cat person of Pandora in Avatar. It's unbelievable, and you can see every expression, you can hear she is so fucking good as Neytiri. So yeah, I don't have enough kind words about Saldana in any movie, really. She's so good.
Is it Saldana? There's a tilde.
Probably
on the end.
Properly, it's probably Saldana.
Wow.
Saldana.
Yeah.
Because there's the enye, the tilde before the end.
I've been butchering her
or above
name
the
my
end.
whole life, or I guess not my whole life. I've been saying it since
As long as you've known who she is.
But
yeah.
wow, Zoe Saldana. Interesting. Give it a little
And you could still breathe through it. You can still breeze through it.
Yeah.
Saldana. Saldana.
But
Zoe Saldana. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a slight change, but yeah, no, it's there, and that's how you pronounce it. So, undoubtedly, that is how her name is pronounced. But moving on to 84, I do have someone you already said again.
okay.
I mentioned earlier that we have pretty wide gaps in some spots, but this is one that like David Bowie, not super far removed. This is where I have Simon Pegg.
Okay.
I love Simon Pegg. I think he is so endearing. Benji is where I fell in love with Simon Pegg, of course, in the Mission Impossible franchise. He's in 3, and then every movie after that, and he is so fucking good in all of them. He's so endearing. He's so sweet. He's such a sweetheart. I love the power of friendship speeches he gives. Basically, it's incredible. I love how corny those movies can be, and to the actor's credit, it would be so easy to make those movies unwatchable with how corny they are. And Simon Pegg, Tom Cruise, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson, all of them, they do such a good job of elevating the material they're playing with and taking it so seriously that you fully buy in. And Simon Pegg is no small part of that. The other movies, obviously, are the Edgar Wright Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. Those are my favorite movies Simon Pegg has ever worked on, and they're my favorite movies Edgar Wright has ever made. He is the range he is allowed to display. It almost feels like Edgar Wright made those movies so you could see how good Simon Pegg is. Because comedically, the chops are never lost. It's always funny, but it's a different kind of funny every time. And the fact that he plays a vastly different character with a similar sense of humor in all 3 of those movies is a massive credit to how well those movies are written, and more so how well he performs them. Because Hot Fuzz, you mentioned last episode that he had kind of that he got a little bit of the Tom Cruise angle. He had a little bit of the action hero vibe going on, and that was absolutely the goal. Shaun of the Dead, he's a little bit of a bum. He's a little bit of a loser. He's down on his luck. He's like the underdog rom-com guy that you're like, like he's going to get the girl because he's funny and he's sweet. Like that's kind of the Shaun of the Dead angle. And then The World's End, he's like an alcoholic who peaked in high school. He was a cool guy, and like now he's pathetic because he's still the same as he was then. And, like it's just the fact that he's able to continually change the character he's playing while still playing with a similar sense of humor. Really incredible stuff, and I love him. So a couple other ones that I really enjoy Simon Pegg in. Underrated movie that, there's no reason for anybody to have ever seen, but it is solid, is Nandor, Fodor, and the Talking Mongoose. That's right. I said those words all in a row. Nandor, Fodor, and the Talking Mongoose. It's a goofy ass movie, but like you don't realize how seriously it's taking itself until like you're like 30 minutes into it, and you're like, oh, they mean that. And for that reason, you begin to lock in, and you're like, oh, this movie's it's got a little bit going for it. And don't get me wrong, it's not peak, but it's solid enough. I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, I had to get Simon Pegg in here, and I've got him in the 80s here at 84.
Okay. Well, on to 83. Got, I guess maybe a weird Batman trend here. I don't know why. But this is Gordon, Gary Oldman. I feel like, wow, we can reorganize his name into Gordon. Like, Gord. You can. I mean, you can make Gordon anyway. But more than just Gordon for him. I've always loved Book of Eli, and Book of Eli used to be like a peak movie for me. Crazy how like that was one of my favorite movies at one point in my life. Now, there's just many, 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 many better movies, but he plays like he always not overplays, but you're gonna get like just an actual performance out of this guy. Like he in Book of Eli, like he gets like sick and he gets shot and he's like sweating all the time and he's like limping around. I don't know. And he's just, I always love him. They're like Sirius Black in Harry Potter. He actually like kind of kills that. Like that look of Gary Oldman is actually fucking sick. And he just looks badass.
Fucking Harry Truman in Oppenheimer, that's an underrated role of his.
I dropped Dracula. Damn, that's
Dracula and Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
That's that might be my favorite Gary Oldman.
Wow, yeah, man, he's got range. This guy, he's I don't know, and I feel like he always brings it to the table every single movie. I'm never gonna be disappointed when I see Gary Oldman.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get, but you know it's gonna be good. Yeah, Gary Oldman. Unfortunately, another one that there's some that are just like so. And I don't mean this to be like. Obviously, I don't mean it to be pretentious because I have far lesser actors in terms of skill on my list. Like, I don't have Gary Oldman. And it's not because of anything in particular. Like, I really, really fuck with him. I think he's an incredible performer. One of the best actors alive, probably. And but I've never been like Gary Oldman. Fuck, I love that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've just always kind of been like, Gary Oldman's good at this, And so when it came to a favorites list, this is one of those things that would be different if I was doing a best alive list or something like that. The best working. Because man, you could make the case that he is a top 10 actor alive. He is that good, and he's done that good across his body of work. So Gary Oldman, incredible take. Don't have him, but kind of wish I did. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I got him. I pretty much got everyone who is alive, so I'm pretty much doing that list.
I got everyone who's alive. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't got. I mean, I love it. Yeah. So there is a couple I know, some very. But yeah, no, it's I do. Maybe I've never had that moment either of like, man, I love Gary Oldman. But I think it is just a long time. I've sat with that Book of Eli viewing for that was a while ago, and then him as Gordon just kind of solidified it. Like after that, seeing him in the Dark Knight trilogy, and then he does. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
He's just a great fucking actor, dude. Yeah, he's an incredible actor, and there's just no denying that. Also in Basquiat, by the way. Just gotta watch Basquiat.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, great cast, great director. Just the shit. But 83. I got a younger spot here, and actually I've got mostly younger spots from here on out this episode. But this is where I have Saoirse Ronan.
Yes,
Lady Bird, obviously, you gotta love Lady Bird. Little Women though is the one for my Saoirse Ronan love. Her role as Jo March is unbelievable. That door is open.
No,
Go
the
out
dogs,
it, please.
They're Ladybird, and they're like, not gotta represent. They're like, gotta holler on
And
that.
they were like, bark, bark, baby. Yeah, we love Saoirse Ronan. Barking for Saoirse Ronan. Yeah, I love Saoirse Ronan. And, you know, another one that I love, Grand Budapest Hotel. Of course, one of my favorite shots in the entirety of Wes Anderson's, a couple of my favorite Wes Anderson shots in the entirety of Wes Anderson's Oeuvre is his image of Saoirse Ronan with like the Ferris wheel of lights spinning behind her in Grand Budapest.
Yeah.
And the other one is in The French Dispatch whenever they zoom in on her blue eyes.
Yeah.
That's a great image, and very, very limited performance in The French Dispatch, much more limited than Grand Budapest, but goddamn is she good in both. And another one a couple years ago, Steve McQueen, Blitz. That was a good movie, and she was she was the lead in that. I thought she would get Oscar nominated for it, but neither here nor there. I love me some Saoirse Ronan, and I will never tire over. See How They Run, good Saoirse Ronan movie, but I need her back in Greta Gerwig stuff, man. I need her back in that Gerwig grind, because Little Women and Lady Bird, they're Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler type shit. The way they're LeBron and D Wade in that one image of them throwing an alley oop, you know, like that's the shit right there. I love him. And Saoirse Ronan, really incredible when she's at the top of her game, and Little Women for me is the top of her game, and fuck is she good in it. So gotta give her some love. 83 Saoirse Ronan.
Glad she got the love. I did not get her in here, but yeah, no, off of those roles alone, Little Women by itself is almost just there. And yeah, there's just gonna be so many people that's gonna feel like, dang,
the
that's
cast
that
in that movie is unbelievable. By the way, you're looking at, you already mentioned Laura Dern. You've got Saoirse Ronan, you've got Meryl Streep, you've got Florence Pugh, you've got Bob Odenkirk, you've got Timothy Chalamet. It's absurd. The Emma Watson, the degree of fire they're throwing at you there. But yeah, so Little Women, Saoirse Ronan, 83.
And man, you know, this is the first time that maybe it feels like someone's a little too low. I don't know, like, but man, and then you just look at everyone above, and you're like, God, I love all these people.
I don't know I don't know where I'd move.
But man, I'm looking through her filmography, and I'm like, dang, she kills it every time, and I love her.
Well, and that's what's funny. Before you say the name, I wanted to point out that one of the exercises I did with this list was every once in a while, I would just move someone really far up the list and see how they fit. Like, I would take someone from 85 to 45, and I'd be like, I don't really see a difference here. That is about how I feel about them, you know. And that didn't always stick. Eventually, I would end up moving it around, and they'd work their way back down to, like, you know, 70-ish, 65-ish, something like that. But, you know, like, it was a fun exercise to see, like, just how off I felt my list was at the time. Like, oh, if I can move someone up 50 spots and not feel bad about it, I've got more work to do. And Saoirse Ronan is one who just, unfortunately, kept dropping. And there came a point where I just couldn't drop her any further, and that ended up being 83. But sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, this one, in weird connection, she's a Wes regular. Yeah, it's 2012. And David Bowie, The Stars Are Out Tonight music video. She features in that. Crazy, didn't know that. But this is where I have Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
The role, the killer. I forgot about her. Killer, dude.
God, she's so good in that.
That movie, so good.
That fucking movie is so goddamn good. Oh.
Yeah, and so like that I forgot about the killer, and like this, so that's why I'm like, ooh, man, maybe she's a little low. But you know, even as the Ancient One, you know, the in Marvel, you know, there's a lot of MCU roles I think, or a lot of people that I thought of in the MCU, but it's none of them are like my favorite characters, or like, like Vision's my boy, but I don't have Paul Bettany in here. It was really like the people that just off of their, I don't know, like Tom Hiddleston, or like that it was because of his performance that I fell in love with the character, not because of like the character itself.
You like the character's cool, which the
Yeah.
character is cool, but like it's neither here nor there in that regard. Yeah, I get you 100%.
And the ancient one, like Doctor Strange, I loved that movie, and like just the time stone. I don't know, everything surrounding her is so cool, but she plays it so stoically. Like, actually, like, I love seeing like her in all these different roles. But yeah, the killer, man, that's like, man, I want to maybe pull trig like on the killer. Like, that's like, I forget about that movie, but every time
I might
think I've
watch
only
that
watched
shit tonight.
it's either been twice. I know I've watched it twice, but like there's.
I'm pretty sure that was one I watched 3 times in a matter of like 3 days, like when it came out. Like I remember I watched it and I was like, I should like that more than I did. I watched it a second time and I was like, oh, I do like that more than I did. And because of that, I watched it another time. I was like, oh, I fucking love this movie. I love The Killer, man. And Tilda Swinton, too low. We will be getting to Tilda Swinton again, but again, not this week. And again, there is no too low. It's a favorites game. So there is no objectivity about what we're doing. But yeah, I do have Tilda Swinton, and it won't be for weeks. I adore Tilda Swinton. And I've got someone who I expect in my 82 spot you have higher than I do.
Okay.
I kind of expected, given a reaction I got from you when I shot you a text the other night, that maybe you wouldn't have felt comfortable elevating him above a certain point. Like, he didn't occur to you, so it's like, I can't put him that high. But I'm glad his name hasn't come up for you, because I love him. 82 is where I have Josh O'Connor.
Yeah.
I love Josh O'Connor. And it's really, really fascinating because Challengers is obviously the turning point for O'Connor. Like, it was like, oh, this guy's the shit. I got to watch more O'Connor. You'd think that's what it was. That wasn't the case, Yeah, I liked Josh O'Connor a lot, but I remember coming away from that movie taken with Mike Faced. I remember coming away from that movie taken with Zendaya more than I was Josh O'Connor. And Josh O'Connor was good in it. I mean, great in it. Don't get me wrong. That's an incredibly performed movie. But I had kind of a major crush on Mike Faced, and I've always loved Zendaya. So it was kind of like Josh O'Connor became third fiddle for me. But then we watched La Chimera.
Dude.
And that is one... I've watched that movie once still.
Yeah.
Still, I've only watched that movie once.
Wow.
And genuinely, that is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my fucking life.
It was so good. It was so
It's
good.
so good. And there's part of me that wonders if I've given it a certain notoriety in my head because I've only watched it once. But I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of movies I've only watched once. And La Chimera just happens to be one of the best ones I've only seen once. Alicia Rohrwacher managed something unbelievable with La Chimera, and Josh O'Connor is a massive part of that. The yearning he puts on display, the sort of sad dickhead thing he's got going on, which is similar to the thing he's got going on in Challengers. It's really, really impeccable. And La Chimera and Challengers, they're kind of akin in that regard. But there's definitely a much deeper sadness in La Chimera, I think, that yearning and that desire for something that's so unattainable. And that comes into play a little bit more in another one of my favorite Josh O'Connor, which is God's Own Country. Incredible. 2017. This is an older Josh O'Connor movie. I mean, Challengers 2024, La Chimera 2024, Mastermind is the other one I have, 2025. God's Own Country 2017. So like it's young O'Connor. And I got around to it, and fuck, is that a brilliant fucking movie. Not only is he in so many not only is he great in so many things, it's the fact that his selection as a actor is as good as it is. Like, the roles he's taking are fascinating, and I love the choices he's making as a young actor here. And La Chimera, Challengers, God's Own Country, and Mastermind are the top 4 for me. Wake Up Dead Man, obviously, very, very good addition. Emma was a great role. He was opposite Paul Mescal in The History of Sound, which I brought up for my Paul Mescal category, or for my Paul Mescal pick. He's in a Spielberg movie this summer, for God's sakes. This man is the shit. He's the lead in Disclosure Day.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I love me some Josh O'Connor.
I'm honestly a little scared of that movie. There's something more coming. I don't know. I don't think it's just a movie. So I don't know. I'm a little hesitant for it, but not because of Josh O'Connor. That's
he's the shit.
That's gonna get me in there. But yeah, no, he does come later. But yeah, not this week. That is for sure. But second to last one here. Wow, almost done. We got another, man. I guess MCU. This is weird. I'm on an MCU kick. It ends here though. But this is mainly, I guess, the MCU role, but others. Dave Bautista, arguably, probably the best WWE actor, if not, from, oh my God, the old time. The sunglasses. Oh my God, what is?
Oh, Roddy Piper.
Yes. If
Roddy Piper.
Yes.
They Live. Yeah.
So kind of, he actually has a lead. So where I would love to see Batista in a lead, but like as far as just Drax and whoever he is in Dune, the just crazed kill 'em all.
Yeah, the Harkonnen.
Rats,
the Harkonnen.
I mean, yeah, he
soldier. Yeah.
Oh man, no, I love Dave Bautista. He just does make me happy when I see him on screen too. Like he just I mean, yes, he is a physically big man, but would you put him in the girth category? I don't.
No. It's a different thing. There are roles where he's had that girth, but he is not an actor who generally, I would say, always has that girth, which is a different tier.
He's a gray area girth.
Interestingly, the roles where he has are his smaller ones. His role in Blade Runner 2049.
Ooh.
He is so fucking good in that, and it's like one scene, and it's brilliant. He's in it for like 10 minutes, maybe, and it's fucking awesome. He's so goddamn good.
Glass Onion.
I don't have Dave Bautista, which sucked. I wanted Dave Bautista to make this list so bad, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. And again, one of those guys I kind of get away with it because I knew you'd have him.
Yeah.
I love Dave Bautista, and again, Dune and Guardians of the Galaxy are the big ones. But I went and saw. It's no small thing. If I've gone and seen a movie in theaters that I wouldn't have seen otherwise because you're in it, that's a credit. And I went and saw The Killer's Game. Which is a Dave Bautista-led movie in theaters because Bautista led it. I didn't really highly anticipate it, but I saw it was showing. Bautista was the lead. It's kind of like an action, definitely action, but there's kind of a rom-com angle to it, which I think is kind of endearing. But it's mostly an action movie where he is being a badass. It's classic retired assassin trope, one last job sort of vibe. And dude, he's so good. He's so good. And Bautista, I don't get tired of him. And we can talk about how good of an actor he is outside of the WWE all day long. But that's acting too.
Yeah, I don't want to discredit.
You know what
that.
I'm saying?
Not one bit. Grew up with that. That's my brother's favorite wrestler right there. I was Rey
No
Mysterio. Yeah, Rey Mysterio was mine. Perfect. They're literally a tag team. So like, we had
God,
like,
when he turned on Rey Mysterio when we were younger, that shit
man,
changed
we
the
actually had a
trajectory of my
betrayal.
life.
That actually maybe is why my brother went psycho. Yeah, maybe that was the actual inciting event. What turned him psychopath. No, that was from birth. But yeah, that's But no, yeah, we kind of had a good thing going whenever they were a tag team. It was WWE prime time. But no, gotta insert the drama in there. But yeah, no, I don't want to discredit. Like, we loved Batista growing up. Like, that dude was so cool. Like, there was Randy Orton might have been cool. Randy Orton just had like the raw sex appeal. And Batista
Dude was
don't
a fucking
want to display
animal.
it. But like,
the
I don't know.
Viper. I don't think there's ever been a more like on point nickname for anybody ever
Yep.
than maybe Randy Orton being called the Viper.
Yep.
That's so on point. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Pedro Pascal, Randy Orton, they just sex gods. It's just kind of Spear, RKO, bro was just, like, he just had the full package. I mean, he just had everything. But no.
Batista was his Batista bomb.
Dude, that would
was
fucking
sick.
hurt.
And he also did a spear. He was a spine buster guy too. And when he whipped those out, it was nasty. But goddamn, the Batista bomb is an all-time finisher. I really, really love that one. Dave Batista, incredible pick. Glass Onion didn't pull that out.
Yes.
Really great in that too. But yeah, Dave Batista, can't go wrong there. This is not my first MCU pick of the episode. I forgot to mention Jake Gyllenhaal, as he was Mysterio. Speaking of Rey Mysterio,
yes.
Jake Gyllenhaal was Mysterio in Spider-Man: Far From Home, which is, Olivia Colman was in Secret Invasion. I never watched it, but she was in it.
Yeah. She was menacing, actually.
If I recall correctly. I feel like I watched like 1 or 2 episodes and I remember seeing her. Not the first MCU appearance of the episode for me, but certainly the most impactful MCU performer, and sadly one who has left us far too soon at 81. This is where I have Chadwick Boseman. Now, this is one where I love... there aren't a lot of actors who are going to get on here because of their performance as a superhero. And not to say that Chadwick Boseman is only on here because of T'Challa, but that is as important a role in all of comic book movies as any that's ever been portrayed. I look back to 2018 and I remember the moment Black Panther had.
Ooh.
Chadwick Boseman, for a few months, was probably the most famous man in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was probably the most famous man alive. And it was because of T'Challa. And so Black Panther, I have a tough time not calling that my favorite Chadwick Boseman role, just because also I haven't seen a ton of other Chadwick Boseman stuff. I have seen a few things. His Oscar-nominated Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He's incredible in that. I had my first kiss in a showing of 42 when he played Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
You love those, and he does a great job there. But there was an era whenever Black Panther was coming out and was new that I was like, I gotta watch more Chadwick Boseman stuff. So I checked out one of his Netflix movies.
What the? He's in a movie
Message from the King is the one that I watched. Is that not on his fucking Letterboxd? Why on earth is that not on his? Oh, it is. Okay, Message from the King. I watched this probably 2018. Fucking awesome. Like, it's got Alfred Molina. It's got Luke Evans. It's an action movie where Chadwick Boseman is just untouchable. I mean, you cannot fuck with him. And he's absolutely incredible. Now, the other movies that I've never seen that I really, really, really need to, Da 5 Bloods, which is his last movie, Delroy Lindo, Isaiah Whitlock. It's a Spike Lee feature. Got to watch that at some point. 21 Bridges, never saw that. Not strictly I got to get around to it, but, you know, it's Chadwick Boseman. I'm going to want to. His Turn is James Brown and Get On Up. That's got to be one. His Turn is Thurgood Marshall in Marshall. I'm going to have to get around to that at some point. The fact that he played Thurgood Marshall, James Brown, Jackie Robinson, and the Black Panther.
Yeah.
What an absolute fucking icon. Like, I don't have enough nice things to say about Chadwick Boseman, and one of the things that I'll never forget, I mean, you know, we've alluded to Geek With Me a couple times, and this was, I mean, shit. Unfortunately, he passed before you were even a part of the podcast. When it was just me and Tavares at the time, Sophie, there's nobody out there, honey. Whenever he passed, me and Tavares like immediately recorded an episode on his impact as Black Panther over on Geek With Me. It's called like Long Live the King or something. He was absolutely incredible. And I remember the night that he passed, I tried to watch Black Panther and I like couldn't. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't fight through the tears I was experiencing because I just will never forget the shock of like opening my phone and it being like Chadwick Boseman has passed at the age of, you know, I think he was in his 40s. And it just being like, what on earth? Nobody knew that was happening. And dude, just to consider the fact that he was battling cancer for pretty much the entire time he was portraying Black Panther. Also, like just a really unbelievable performer. And I listen to the things Ryan Coogler has to say about him and all those sorts of things, and he is just he's so well spoken. And he speaks so eloquently about how impactful Chadwick Boseman was on him, and I can't get enough of it. So, one of the like saddest things that I mean, don't get me wrong, there's all sorts of stuff that's devastating to think about Chadwick Boseman's passing, but the fact that like Michael B. Jordan just won a Best Actor Oscar and Chadwick Boseman wasn't around to see it, and Sophie, please. Yeah, no, I can't. It's tough. And I love Chadwick Boseman, and so there aren't going to be a lot of actors who get on here because of being a superhero. But I think he's probably the only one who's here because he was a superhero. You know. Yeah, because I've got a few who are in comic book stuff. But that's not my number one thing they did. That is my number one thing Chadwick Boseman did. And it's just such a special moment. Just that era, whenever he was T'Challa, it was incredible. So, Black Panther, good stuff.
Yeah, we'll get to him. Not this week, as there is, I guess, only one more to go. It is not him, but he'll be in a little bit. But yeah, couldn't be more of a switch up. I feel like to go from Chadwick over to Owen Wilson here, and I got maybe some Wes, people going on here. This his early days with Bottle Rocket, and
Royal Tenenbaums, Life Aquatic, Darjeeling Limited,
a regular, Obviously, got to bring up, Lightning McQueen. That's just kind of goat shit right there.
Wow.
Love to get into the Cars lore. If the Cars lore goes so deep that I didn't know. Like there's technically car Hitler or everything in history, human history has happened, but in car form. And so it goes.
There are sentient trains that can never leave the tracks.
That's hell, Or that it's just Oh my god. Yeah, the Cars world is so interesting. And at the very helm is Lightning McQueen. You know, Lightning McQueen
Owen Wilson. Yeah.
yeah, but no, more than Lightning McQueen. He's just a fun like wow. You know, he's got a catchphrase. You know, not how many actors actually have like a catchphrase. I don't know if wow.
There are only two, and the fact that it's one word. You know?
Yeah, he basically.
There are only two actors that I can think of, and one of them is more famous for a role where he said this. Owen Wilson. It's just Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? The other one I'm thinking of is Keanu Reeves as John Wick going, yeah. There's not a lot of, you know, and that's because he's playing John Wick that he says, yeah. But Owen Wilson, you know, for saying, wow. And that's pretty incredible. There is something to say there. I don't have Owen Wilson. And that one, that might be the biggest, most egregious example of me going, Joseph will definitely have Owen Wilson, so I don't have to worry about it. And it is because of Wes Anderson, you know, and I mentioned last episode about how, like, when it comes to the Wes Anderson players, if that's like what I would be going to you for, I probably didn't include you. But it's not just that with Owen Wilson, which is what made that hard. You know, Wedding Crashers, one of my favorite comedies of all time, and he is so fucking good in it. I absolutely adore him in Wedding Crashers. Another Vince Vaughn comedy in the Internship, where they intern at Google, fucking hysterical. Absolutely adore it. Yeah. You mentioned Cars, of course.
Shit,
he's done all.
Loki.
I mean, Loki.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
My God, duh. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, anything he does pop up in. Yeah, he's always nice. Yeah, Night at the Museum that came up earlier, with Robin Williams, Teddy Roosevelt. He's Jedediah in there. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it, but.
He's got a vaguely queer relationship with someone in that movie, if I recall correctly. There's a little bit of a will they, won't they thing going on with another man. Night at the Museum. But The Life Aquatic really might be. I mean, aside again, the Darjeeling Limited is the best Wes performed movie for all three of his main guys in that. Like, it's the best Adrian Brody Wes performance. It's the best Jason Schwartzman Wes performance. It's probably the best Owen Wilson Wes performance. But the another one that I will never lose sight of for Owen Wilson with Wes is The Life Aquatic. God damn, is he good in The Life Aquatic when he plays Bill Murray's son. So fucking special. Yeah, love me some Owen Wilson.
Yeah, the two blonde king and queen of each episode, Laura Dern and Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson and Laura Dern topping off the episodes for you. My 90 was Paul Mescal, and I'll be sealing the deal with another relatively young guy. But I've just seen enough, you know. I've seen enough. I know he's this good. He has nowhere to go but up. You mentioned Anya Taylor-Joy earlier. This is a co-star of hers in The Menu. This is where I have Nicholas Hoult.
Okay, yeah.
I love Nicholas Hoult, and I have for a long time. And he is, again, a relatively younger guy, you know. I mean, he's coming up on 40, but that's young, you know. Like, I don't want to say that he's old by any stretch of the imagination, but I grew up on him, you know, as Beast. That was kind of what First Class. He popped up when I was 11 years old, and he was playing Hank McCoy, and he popped up throughout those X-Men movies. I go back to when we saw Nosferatu in theaters a couple years ago. That was a really special one. I didn't expect this, but he popped up in The Favorite, which I watched earlier today, and I was like, oh shit, fuck yeah, and he's really fucking good in it. Obviously last year, Lex Luthor.
Yeah. The failed
so
Superman
goddamn
arc.
good as Lex
Superman
Luthor.
got Lex Luthor instead. Actual villain arc. Yeah, it's like this. But
Audition for Batman didn't get it. Audition for Superman didn't get it. You get Lex Luthor. Let's fucking go. That's sick. I love that trajectory for him. Underrated movie that he was in a couple years ago. Clint Eastwood directed Juror Number 2. He led that movie. He was incredible. But my favorite Nick Holt performance is Witness Me. Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
I fucking love his portrayal as Nux. And the trajectory that character goes on, and ultimately I think he is at the heart of that as a performer. Is incredible. So I had to get him on the list, and there's a point that I tried to include not as many young people as I could, or younger performers as I could, but like I am a homer for people who are legends. So like Nick Holt being 80 on my list, that's for me, that's like I really fuck with Nick Holt. You know what I'm saying? That's big ups for Nick Holt. Not to say he should take pride in that, although he should. But yeah, I love me some Nick Holt, and he's so goddamn good. But that's the list. That's the list this week. Let's go ahead and rattle them back off. Read me yours, 80 through 89.
All right. 80, I have, Owen Wilson. 81, Dave Bautista. 82, Tilda Swinton. 83, Gary Oldman. 84, Zoe Saldana. 85, Michael Caine. 86, Tom Hiddleston. 87, Dev Patel. 88, Patrick Stewart. And 89, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Man, I think that Dev Patel and Anya Taylor-Joy... Anya Taylor-Joy has appeared in a Marvel movie. It was called The New Mutants. We have not ever... I've never seen it, but I know she was in a Marvel movie. Dev Patel, I think, is the only one you listed there who has not been in a superhero movie.
Wow. Okay. Damn. Owen Wilson?
Interesting.
Yeah, Mobius. Yeah.
Loki.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Went down.
Yeah. I'm like, no, obviously no hate, but I'm like, that's fascinating. That's how much of a grip those movies have, is that they have this many incredible performers in them. But my 80 through 89, 80, Nick Holt, obviously in Superman. 81, Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther. 82, Josh O'Connor. 83, Saoirse Ronan. 84, Simon Pegg. 85, Jake Gyllenhaal. 86, Olivia Colman. 87, Marilyn Monroe. 88, David Bowie. And 89, Jason Segel. And with that,
boom,
we will conclude part 2 of our top 100 favorite actors of all time. We will be back next week with parts 3 and 4. That's 70 through 79 and 60 through 69. Nice. Got that to look forward to next week, parts 3 and 4. We are also currently doing Geek With Me, and that's semi bi-weekly, which is a funny thing to say. But we're trying our best to get back into it as much as we can. We've been crunched for time, and all of our focus has been on the Sentimentalists lately. But Geek With Me, Daredevil Born Again, you mentioned Charlie Cox at the top of the episode. And Maul Shadowlord are coming to a conclusion next week. And thereby, we will want to discuss both of those, and we will likely do that in one episode altogether. But really, the most important thing coming up on Geek With Me is in June, where we will be discussing House of the Dragon Season 3 week by week. And that is something we will be doing, is House of the Dragon week by week. So we have that to look forward to. We've covered every episode of House of the Dragon in full, scene by scene, in the history of that podcast. So check out Geek With Me. It's all there. You got that to look at. And we mentioned a lot of stuff that never even happened on the Sentimentalists. It's all on Geek With Me before it was Geek With Me. Geek With Me is rebranded. It used to be the Penny Bloom podcast. There's like 650 fucking episodes of that thing. So if you go digging through that backlog, you might never come out. But I strongly recommend that you sink yourself into that quicksand, because it is a great fucking time. And as unhinged as we can sound at times, we used to be worse. So you can go ahead and check that out as well. Fire Pod with me. It's another big one that we did. We mentioned Patrick Stewart having appeared in the David Lynch Dune. We love David Lynch. We watched Twin Peaks and we talked about it weekly on Fire Pod with me. I rewatched it. Joseph watched it for the first time. He fell in love with it. It concluded a couple months ago, 3 months ago now, which is crazy. But it was a fantastic time. We absolutely adored it, and you should check it out if you've never seen it. And if you happen to like it, we've got a podcast to go with it. So again, come on back next week. Part 3 and 4 will be available next Friday. We cannot wait to have you. And with that, I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, homie.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, be safe this weekend. Celebrate a fun May the 4th on Monday for all my Star Wars fans. Maybe watch Andor and keep in mind, fuck ice.